Well, looky what we have here. This, my friends, is the 1MORE SONOFLOW. Why can't we have more awesome names like this? I'll never know. But more importantly, this is 1MORE's latest and first true wireless over-the-ear headphone. It's looking to be a beast, packing a lot of features for a pretty good price. So let's pull in the camera up close and unbox this puppy, see what's inside, then we'll pair it up and see my real reactions to the sound quality, the feel, the tech, and so on. Are you ready? So in the marketing PowerPoint, this compares to Bose or a Sennheiser and such like that. But I think based on the box itself, look at this. I'm gonna put this side by side with the Soundcore Q45. They're around the same size, they look almost the same, and I think, yeah, 1MORE is directly competing with Soundcore in this case. But let's open this thing up. I have my blade right here. Let's pop this open. The box is nice. I think it's completely recyclable, but we'll find out in a second how it is. How are you guys doing? Thank you for joining me today. I like the box. It's black, unique at least. It's very much a 1MORE kind of thing. The flap at the top here. I decided to film in here for once. Just I like that change. Probably you do too, you know. There's something in here. Oh, there is manuals and such like that. Box is recyclable, thank you. And then this comes in its own wrapper, which is also recyclable. Please be responsible to the environment, guys. That's why I always try to review even packaging, whether they're recyclable or not, or compostable. I really like the case. It is really this fabric, crosshatch fabric, really nice to the touch. Yeah, it looks high-end for what it is, and I'll tell you the price in a second. You'll be blown away. This is a carry strap or a carry loop right here to hook on to hold on to, or to hook onto your backpack or something. Very discreet. Ooh, there's a small, when you open it up, there's a small carry sack or carry pocket right there for your cables. It's elasticized. It's out of the way too, which is nice. And unlike the Soundcore we saw before that I did not like, it sits in its own cavity right here. So can you see this left and right there? This is nice. This is really nice. And check this out. The headphones it comes in one color, mind you, but look at this. I love the color embellishments in here. It's black for the most part, but once you pop this off your head, it really shines right there. I mean, it really just attracts attention. It also repeated in here left and right. Let's see if there's anything else of note. Okay, let's look at the design itself. This thing, are we focusing? Okay, cool. The padding is very generous, a little bit softer than I would like on a headband, but we'll see in terms of comfort. The ear paddings are really nice. One thing I think how it differs from the Soundcore Q45 is the padding in itself is not as stiff as the Q45. This reminds me of some higher end headphones like the Sonys and also like Jabras and things like that, and Boses. Really nice, plush, but we'll see how long and how well these conform to your ears and in terms of heat retention and comfort. The button presses are decent, not the most springy, and they do sit kind of flush. Oh, check this out right here, 3.5mm jack, still optional. There's still an option right there, and I like the red ports, the USB-C. And by the way, this has Bluetooth 5.0 with SBC and AAC support, but also has high-res certification. But in this case, it is LDAC, so that's cool to have. And battery life, this is what 1MORE is touting a lot, is it's 70 hours. Yeah, we'll see if it's actually true. I think that's just before noise cancellation is turned on. I think with NC on, we're looking maybe at 50 hours, but in that case still it's a beast, and it beats out a lot of higher end brands, which is awesome. So the headband adjuster is a metal band on the inside, and it has many detents. I think it counts to about 11 or 12. So that's pretty decent for adjustment. I really like the size. It's smaller than the Q45 as well, much more compact. Let me try this on the ears. It's nice. But it does come right off the moment you shake your head. Design is good. There's a lot of venting ports on the outer shell right here. You can see on both sides. Buttons mostly are on the right side, and in this case, noise canceling, they have a term for it. It's called Quiet Max. I'm not seeing any mention of Sound ID. Has that disappeared? That's curious, because you know how I did not like, a lot of people did not like Sound ID for the EQ, but this comes with 12 presets, and I think they said a customizable EQ is in the works, guys. They don't promise it, but they said if there's enough demand for it, and also if the engineers think, you know, the hardware can handle it, then we might see it. So that's nice. The adjustment itself, oh yes, it folds in. So if you want to just carry this alone without the case or anything, this is perfect. You can twist this inside, you can fold this on the inside, and let's see how it pivots. So it's about 100 degrees, 110 degrees motion. So that's good. That's really nice. Let's see how this fits around the neck. Not bad, right? Nice and loose, and it doesn't like constrict me right here. So that's good. I have a thicker neckline than most some people, so you know, this is a good sign for me. I really like this. There's 5 mics apparently to handle phone calls, and I'm not sure if where's the 5th mic, right here in the middle or something. But I'm guessing when there's media playing, active noise cancellation is required. 2 mics are handling all of that, and I'm not sure if the 5th one jumps in as well. 250 grams, this thing is pretty right there in the middle. There's multi-point Bluetooth connection, 40mm driver, hybrid driver in here, composite driver, sorry. And you probably heard me say in passing there's active noise cancellation, all that. I really like the plastic, guys. It looks metallic, except for the headband, then it looks kind of, you definitely tell it's plastic, and then there's pleather combined. I really like the one, I thought this was a scoring at first, but at the top right here, I'm not sure if you can see it in the light, there's a 1 More embossed logo right here. Oh my goodness, that's nice. I really like that touch. There's a lot of little things that 1 More has done here that I'm really liking. The color splashes in the ports, and little embossing for the logo, and also for the case, the left and right, and then this bright orange insides. It really stands out and makes it different. I'm really curious to test, and I want to test out the technical aspects of this and see if the specs are up to snuff. And guess how much this is, guys? I mentioned a lot of specs: active noise cancellation, 70-hour battery life, and you can use by the way, the 3.5mm port without battery, so that's good. And I like to test the quality on that one. $100. $100. That's much cheaper than a Q45 right here. Oh my goodness. 1 More is really pushing for this, and we'll see. Let's pair this with my phone and test it out. The first thing I want to talk about is comfort, and the SONOFLOW seem to spread out its 250 grams pretty darn well across my skull. Pressure point, nothing so far. Usually in more inferior headbands, I feel it right here in the middle because of the shape of my skull. Nothing right now, and in terms of heat and comfort on the ear pads, it breathes good. And I guess as we get towards the end of the video, we'll get a better idea. So I'll talk more about that. Try to remind me, guys. But first impressions, these things I really like. And as we demoed earlier, these come off my head the moment I do any kind of apply any kind of torque to my head. I'm not sure why people wear these, you know, to work out or run, because headphones, they're not waterproof in general, and also they just, you know, they fall off right off your head. So what's the point, right? But anyways, let's pair this and see how this goes, how far. And these don't have Google Fast Pair, for example. I have to reach really weirdly across the front here to power it on. Ooh, the startup cue, the startup music is pretty darn cool. I'm recording the screen right now, and let's see. Oh, 1 More SONOFLOW. Battery high. Pairing. It took a couple of presses there. That's not as fast as I'm used to. 80%. SONOFLOW, we're in AAC right now. Now I'm gonna go to the 1 More app, and let's see, is 1 More right here. We're at the top. How convenient is that? Oh, it has it. Volume adjustment, up, down, okay. Select song, hold the volume button, and then next hold. So we have single tap, is it single tap? 1 tap for volume, hold the volume button for song selection, tap, pause, play, playback, and phone call. There's a button right here too. Is it a back? Yeah, towards the back. Voice control for cell phone. Listening modes, tap. Is it? Okay. complete. The home screen is really boring. It's white, not as pretty as the ones on the Soundcore, but at least you can find everything on one page. You don't even have to click on a gear icon to get into settings. Everything is right here as it is. Soothing sounds at the bottom. I think that's where you can play like ASMR tunes for bedtime or whatever. There's over-the-air firmware updates. Equalizer, let's check it out. Oh my goodness, it's ugly. It's just text and then the radio buttons on the right side, but there is 12 equalizers, which is good. And then there's LDAC, and we'll switch it on in a second. I'll bet it'll reboot and such like that. But I want to find out what listening modes are or how they sound. Now it's in off. Let's see. Pass-through. Oh, that's digital. Wow, that's very accentuated. It's a lot of just my voice, focus on my voice. Let's see surround. Not bad. The mics are doing their job. It's very uniform as far as you can tell. Wow, it's not bad at all. It shuts out all the bass and just pushes treble and highs pretty darn high. But it's not grating in that sense. I want to check out active noise cancellation. Let's see the speed of switching between modes. Off. So from off going to pass through, there's this pause. I'm not sure. Turning on the processor. Yeah, switching between the modes, there's this pause. Not as fast as some of the other models. ANC. Wow. So I have the back window here closed, so you can't really tell. My snapping is more dulled. But I have my front door open and it's gonna storm. So there's wind rustling through the leaves right now, the trees, and I can't hear anything out there right when I turn it off. Oh, I can definitely hear the air moving at the very least. I'm not sure if you can hear it on the mic right here. But ANC is pretty darn effective. This definitely needs more testing. I want to see most of all how these two compare to Soundcores and these. So when the Soundcores, they tout a lot about the noise canceling, but as you saw my video, there is a couple of weaknesses to it, and I wonder if these carry over the same thing for this kind of price range, you know. So, so with ANC on, I'm gonna turn on LDAC, and my guess it's gonna reboot. I just tapped it. Did I tap it? Okay. I tapped it and it's probably gonna restart. Sure enough, it shut down. And the shutdown has its own different tune. It's pretty cool. Let's boot up. Battery high. Battery high. Why do you say battery high twice? Can you fix that one more when you roll this out? It says battery life twice. Anyways, high definition LDAC is on. Okay, so the comfort is still good, guys. And let me test the buttons. Like finding the buttons, I wish headphone makers who use some kind of like buttons for controls, they have more tactility and differentiation between each one, because when the way they line it up and try to be like svelte and compact and flush with the casing, it tends to be hard to. Oh, okay, is that off? Is it ANC? Pass through. Okay, it goes off. So it cycles when you press the noise cancellation button. It cycles from off to ANC, pass through, and off in that order. Okay, let's keep it on ANC and let's test out some music. So I have some songs here, FLAC files, since we're on LDAC. I want to see and playing on my NAS. Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Let's see if we can hear that. And we're defaulted at 50% volume. Let's crank it up to 65 or 70. Bass, right off the bat, control. The little cowbells or the little cymbals. So the intro of the song, the cymbals, they should be, or whatever they call them, those little mini cymbals. It's not as sharp as, say, a Sony XM5, for example, or some of the higher end models, and even not as sharp as the Q45. But I feel like it is very, very close. The bass has control. Now vocals. Let's see. Okay, vocals are very forward, right here in the front of your head, very projected, not in a bad way, like all the way up front, but it's right here, like you're singing in the middle of your head. But in terms, and also in terms of sound staging, and it's not very far, but this song doesn't do a lot of 3D imaging kind of thing, location of space, but I will test out in some other instrumental in a second. I like it. I really do like it. For $100, guys, this is pretty darn cool. Let's switch it to something else. What is this song? Ah, okay. Cranes in the Sky by Solange or Solange. There's a lot of bass in this one. Let's forward that. Okay. So here her voice kind of clashes with the mid-range and the treble a little bit. This is where an equalizer will really come in, or a customizable EQ. Let me see, let me continue playing it and then changing the vocal booster. It drops back the bass. It's a little bit too harsh. Yeah, I'm not seeing much change in the EQ with the EQ or the deep presets. Okay, the notorious B.I.G. Big Papa. Man, I'll tell you what, vocals, if you like podcasts and just want voices right front and center, these headphones do it really well. They're really nice. Now, some rock with Buddy Holly. Okay, so overall sound quality is not as mature, obviously, as Sony and even like Bose and Techniques even, but it's close. It's not bad at all. One more, you're on a good path here, and I'm guessing through firmware updates. And if you can give us EQ, you can, or customizable EQ, you can definitely begin to really push this thing a little bit more. Let me turn off LDAC and see how those songs sound, or other songs sound. Now it's off. Rebooting. I love the boot up. It's so cool. It's still comfortable, by the way. Battery high, ding dong. Okay, we're back in ANC mode. Let's go back to Buddy Holly. There is a slight difference, but for most people, let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. This whole trend about MQA, highest definition, whatever, 960 or 990 kilobits per second versus, stuff like that. It's mostly marketing. It's a lot of, it's really hard to discern for most regular human ears. It's really sound engineers and audiophiles who possess the same kind of hearing that can really enjoy it. There is that certain quality, kind of like listening to an LP versus a CD. There is that, intangible quality that you can, your mind, your head, your soul just likes or prefers. But other than that, you really can't tell the difference. Sometimes you're paying so much more for higher quality audio. If you have CD quality, that's really, for most people, perfect and just ideal. And so in this case, these headphones, the drivers, they're doing what they can do, and I can't really tell the difference. There's a slight improvement in LDAC mode, but even regular, if all you can do is regular, it is solid. And let me turn this down a bit. I think I'm speaking over my volume, and let's try the difference between off sound quality. Okay, definitely way less bass and quite muffled, I'll tell you what. And in pass-through, muffled also, less bass, and with ANC on, much better. So where the 1MOREs compared to the Q45s, I think the Q45s handle all the modes equally, and in the 1MOREs, the ANC is probably where you want to be in terms of sound quality. Let's move on to another song, One More, and see how it goes. Da, 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 da. Let's do Careless Whisper. How about that? Jorge Michael. Okay, I'm gonna go 100%. I'm testing to see if there's any overlap or, you know, clashing of frequencies and instruments. The bass does suffer a little bit after a while, but at that volume, but it still holds its own. I need to find something. Let's find a. Bring the noise. Public Enemy. Let's do the bass. Not bad. That's pretty good, actually. So yeah, in terms of sound quality, you'll be happy with spending $100 on this and really enjoy rocking to these and jamming on them. I'll have to reserve my full final thoughts on it in my full review in terms of sound quality overall. For the phone calls, for wired, I didn't bring my cable. I should have brought it here to test it right off the bat. Yeah, with a DAC or something, and see how this goes with or without a DAC, and then give you a better idea of comfort. Right now, this is probably like 35-40 minutes later, and I'm still feeling comfortable. So these things are really nice. Let's put this around my head again. Oh yes, and it has that nice smell. I really like the smell on these too. They have a, you know, when you get new stuff, they have a new smell, right? And these have a unique smell compared to some of the other brands. So I guess it's the factory that they're in. The controls, I just don't like the controls. Where am I anyway? I'm not even sure. Where's the play button? No, that's changing modes. Come on. That's okay. Let's bring this back to ANC. Is that ANC? Okay, that's ANC on. How do I play? Where's the other button? Is this play? Okay, so pause plays at the front here. You have to do this. It's a weird finger gymnastic thing. Start stop. Yeah. So start stop right here, and then you reach over with your thumb for forward backward if you hold down the volume buttons. Let me find another song. I'm kind of curious. Okay, Calls by Robert Glasper Experiment. This has a really ethereal vocal by Jill, and the bass lead up. Always come. And you can test this surround on this. Apparently these have THX certification as well, so okay, the more songs I'm listening to, I think bass is good. I mentioned it before, but the sub bass, when it gets close to that frequency, it gets muffled. But I have to test this with another song. But in this case, in Calls, I can hear it barely peeking out, but it's close, but not close enough. Sorry. One more. Well, that's it for my first impressions of the SONOFLOW. One of the coolest names out there, I'll tell you what. When I got this in the mail, the package in the mail a few weeks back, I couldn't wait to unbox it like right there and then, because I had seen the marketing material and the spec sheet, and I was like, all those features for $100? Man. So where it stands right now, after today's unboxing, I'm impressed. This thing, I think, is spot on for what it is. And I can't wait to do the full review, so stay tuned for that. Once the honeymoon period is over, I'll get to be more objective and share with you my likes and dislikes. But anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a great weekend and great week and whatever it is, whenever you're watching this. And show your support by expanding this channel. Thumbs up if you like it. Share it with your friends and family. Help me grow my subscribers. I'm right now sitting at 16,000 plus. And I have a lot of people watching, but not enough people clicking the subscribe button. So do it right now if you like to see more stuff. By doing so, it helps me get you more stuff like this to watch, to be honest. So visit me on Patreon as well if you like to help me financially. And also the super thanks button if you like to donate something. So thank you again for watching, and remember to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what, the world needs it more than ever, and it starts with you. I love you all very much. Peace out.